Oh, look at all those videos. How's it going, geometry class? We were looking at 3.7, equations of lines in the coordinate plane. This will be a review of good old algebra. Okay? So first thing we're going to look at is the slope. Slope m of a line is, remember, this rise over run. Okay? You go up. You know, how much you go up over, how much you go to the right or left. So if a line contains the point x1, y1, this guy right here, x2, y2, well, to find the slope, you take the difference in y's over the difference in x's. Okay? Now, would it be wrong if I wrote it this way? Nope, same thing, as long as you're consistent. This is one point, and this is another point, okay guys? Just keep it consistent. Usually I like to make it so the positive ones go first, so you subtract your negatives. It just makes life easier, I think. Again, last time I'm going to say it, rise over run. So slope of this guy would be 1, 2 over 1, 2. Come on, get thinking. Which is 1. Slope is 1. And a lot of times when I talk about slope, I am going to use m for slope, okay guys? Alright, next slide. Okay, here we go, let's jump into it. We're going to use this graph of all these different lines to find, first, the slope of line A. So let's take a look at A. It's right here. We have the point 5, 7. And we also have the point 2, 3, right? Okay, I'm going to do 5, 7 first. So I take my y coordinates, and I go 7 minus 3 over. Now since I use this y first, I have to use that point's x first. So I'm going to go 5 minus 2, which equals 7 minus 3 is 4. 5 minus 2 is 3. So my slope is 4/3. Okay? M for mountain, for slope of the mountain. Okay. Now let's take a look at B. Okay, where's B at? No, we aren't doing B. Let's do C. For some reason. Well, okay. Part B, the letter C. Okay, so I look at C, so I have the point 1, 7, 5, 7. Okay, so I have 1, 7 and 5, 7. So again, we're going to start with our y's. I always start with the big one first. Remember, it doesn't really make a difference. So I'm going to go 7 minus 7. Why? Why? Because all over. Now, since I used the red 7 first, I'm going to have to use the red 5 first down here. Oops. Undo. 5 minus 1. So we get, what's 7 minus 7? 0. 5 minus 1 is 4. So my slope of this guy is 0. Okay? Now let's take a look. Let's just take a look at D real quick. D's slope is going to be -2 minus 0 over 4 minus 4, which equals -2 minus over 0, which is D and E does not exist. It's undefined. You can't divide by 0, guys, no matter how hard you try. You don't take my word for it. Take a look at this. Okay. You have 4 types of slopes. Positive slope, just think of your money over time. Arrows going up means more cash. Okay? That's a good thing. That's a happy Mr. Terwillegar with his 401k. But going down, that's a negative slope. That's a sad Mr. Terwillegar with his 401k in the stock market. Oh man, that's no money. You're losing money. You're in the negatives. Okay? Zero slope means there's no change. That means I had $5 here. I'm going to have $5 here. So that's a Content, Mr. Terwillegar will put. Undefined slope means, well, we don't know what's going on through money. Time ceases to exist and money just goes up and down wildly, so it can't really work. It's undefined. That's a surprise, Mr. Terwillegar. Okay? So again, positive slope, money going up over time, lose money over time, money stays the same, zero growth, zero slope. Undefined, what in the world's going on? Put some patches in here. Okay. Let's talk about the forms of linear equations. You have two big ones. You've learned these before. You have your slope-intercept. The reason why it's called slope-intercept, everyone in unison, I'll listen from afar, is you need a slope and a y-intercept. M is your slope. Y equals your slope times x plus whatever your y-intercept is. That's all there is to it. Now, this one I think is a little bit overused. My personal favorite, because I think it's easy to use, is the point-slope form. Now you may be asking, Mr. Terwillegar, why is that called the point-slope form? Well, it's because you need a slope and a point. Okay, that's where you have a some slope m, and you have a point x1, y1. Right? And you just go y minus y1 equals your slope times x minus x1. Capiche? Capiche. So let's look at two ways to graph these guys. Okay? I guess let's graph these beasts. I'm going to pause for a second. Look at that math magic. We got two pieces of graph paper here now. Okay. So first let's look at 2A. So we have the graph y equals 3x minus 4 in slope-intercept form. So the first thing I want to point out to you guys, this -4 is my y-intercept. Just remember, this is your x-axis, this is your y. This means we cross the y-intercept at -1, 2, 4. Right? Now, my slope is 3, right? Slope. So that's equal to 3 over 1, right? Which means I go up 3 and over 1. So I go up 1, 2, 3, over 1. And now we play connect the dots. Let's see if I can do this. Oh no, it didn't work. Let's try this. Cheat. That'll work. So there we go, that's my line. So I use my y-intercept and then I show the slope. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. Now B is in my point slope form, which means, according to this, I have the x coordinate 2, 4 is on the graph. So that's going to be my starting point. Be careful, those are opposite. If that's y plus 2, that means that it's going to be opposite of what I think it's going to be. Okay? Because it's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So, okay? So since if it's plus 2, it's going to be a -2 up here, but we like to get 2, 4. So we graph point 2, 2, 3, 4, right here. Now we take this slope guy, -1/3. That's a negative slope. I'm going to be losing money on this deal, which means I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 3, right? So down 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3. And then I play my favorite game of connect the dots and try to do it. And I failed again. That's fine. That's why I do this on a computer. Whoop. Ta-da! I did it. So that's our graph. Okay. Okay. Now let's make equations for these. 3A. What's the equation for a line with slope -1/2 and y-intercept of 2? Well, I'm going to use my slope-intercept form because I have a slope and an intercept. So I set up y equals, my slope is -1/2. Put an x here. My y-intercept is 2 plus 2. Done. Let's take a look at 3b. What's the equation? A line through point negative 1, 4 with slope of negative 3. So I have a point and a slope. I'm going to use point slope form. So I know it's going to be y minus something equals at, well, my slope times x minus something, right? Well, I'm going to grab this point here, negative 1, 4. I'm going to plug it in. That's my x coordinate. So it's x minus negative 1. I'm going to plug this 4 into here. Y minus 4. And my slope is negative 3. So I put that guy out in front. Okay? Careful, 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 Mr. Terwillegar. Okay? Now I'm going to simplify this and make this plus 1. Just because we all know x minus negative 1 is plus 1. That's all there is to it, guys. Okay, use 2 points to write the equation of a line. Okay, step 1 is always going to be find slope. Okay, so I'm going to take this point, 3, 5. I'm going to set my slope equation up. My y minus something over my x minus something. And I'm going to take my point, negative 2, 1. Plug those in. 5 minus negative 1. Over 3 minus negative 2, which these become positive, these become positive. 6 over 5 is my slope. Okay? Now, it's only one more step if I want to make it easy and use my point slope form, because I have a point already and I have a slope. So I'm going to do that right now. So I go y minus 5 equals my slope times x minus 3. And I'm done. If you want to get that in slope-intercept form, you times everything by 6/5, add your 5 to both sides. Done. Last slide, guys. Find the equations for the horizontal and vertical lines through 2, 4. Here's my hint. Horizontal lines are always going to be y equals something. Vertical are always going to be x equals something, right? Okay, so for this one, my x is 2, my y is 4. My y is 4. So I'm going to make this really easy. The horizontal line, remember, horizontal goes this way, is going to be y equals 4, because I just grabbed that y coordinate. My vertical line is just going to be x equals 2. I just grabbed that x coordinate. And bada boom, bada bing, ain't no thing but chicken wing. That's all there is to it, guys. Okay, enjoy.